6. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot more under this one. All right, somebody said speedy trial. That's true. What else? Anybody know any more of them? Yeah.
Wasn't it like that you'll be given an attorney if you can't afford one?
Let's see. Assistance of counsel. Yes.
Okay.
Just throw one out there. Throw one out there that you think might be in there.
Trial by jury.
Trial by jury. If you think they exist and you've studied them and you learned them, they do exist. It may not be in the 4th or the 5th or the 6th, but most of the ones that we deal with on a criminal basis are on this one, or on those 4, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Anybody think anything else? All right. How about number 7?
Should give me a clue.
Give you a clue? All right. How about this would be civil trial by jury. All right. What about 8?
Isn't one of them like uncruel punishments or something?
Okay, that's right. It's called cruel and unusual punishment. I can't spell it, but that's all right. You know where I'm going with that. Okay. No, there's one more that goes with the 8th. Anybody know that one? Okay. How about the 9th? That is rights retained by the people. If it's not given to the federal government, then they don't have it. Anybody believe that one? It was a big deal way back then. Somehow we seem to have forgotten that one sometimes. All right, what about the 10th Amendment? This one, 9 and 10 are related. This one is, it prohibits the government, and when we're talking about the government, we're talking about the federal government, from taking powers that belong to the state or the people. What was the biggest argument that they had? Why did we? Anybody know what the governing document was prior to the Constitution? What governed our country?
Articles of Confederation.
Articles of Confederation. Okay, and why did they get rid of those and go to the Constitution?
Because it didn't include a Bill of Rights.
Because what?
It didn't include a Bill of Rights.
No, that's not it. Yeah.
Well, didn't it not have clear like state power and federal power? It wasn't clear like what power belongs to who.
That may be true. I don't know if that's totally. I don't think that's totally the answer, but that could be part of it. I really don't know the answer to that. Anybody know what I'm thinking?
They know it was on their test last week.
Oh, they do. They know it was on their test last week. Well, now I'm going to show my ignorance. Tell me if I'm right. The problem with it is that it really created no central government. It was a very, very weak central government. They had problems raising taxes. They had problems with militias. Each state controlled the militia and how long they served and what they got paid and all those other kind of things. Am I at least close to being right? So they came up with the Constitution and they said, we're going to try to make it a little stronger. But back then, let me tell you, states' rights, as you have been studying, that was the most important thing in the world. Somebody who lived in, especially Virginia, but in any state, I'm a Virginian before I'm, a United States citizen. I'm from Virginia. I mean, that's what they came in and said. I'm from Maryland. I'm from Pennsylvania. Whatever it was, the state was much more important to them than the federal government. So there was a real fear in creating the Constitution that the government would take rights away from the people. So they came up with these Bill of Rights to protect the people from who? Okay? From which government? The national government, the federal government. That's what they protected. Okay? Now, let's hand these out. And I'm going to fill, let me see, I think I got all these. Okay. Over on the Fifth Amendment, you also had due process, indictment by grand jury of capital offenses. Anybody tell me what a capital offense is?
Murder against the government.
Nope.
Murder.
Any offense that is punishable by death. Okay? Has to be indicted by the grand jury. Okay? And it does include murder, but it only includes first degree murder. Okay? An impartial jury. Whoops, no, I'm sorry, I put that in the wrong one. Double jeopardy. Anybody tell me what double jeopardy is?
Can't
Can't
get
be
charged.
tried twice for this and
Can't get, if you get found not guilty, you can't be tried again. Okay? Now you can be tried twice if the jury comes back hung, they're hung, they haven't made a decision, okay? Or they come back guilty and it goes up on appeal and it gets reversed, so it comes back for a new trial. So that person is actually tried twice. But if you were ever found not guilty of a crime, that's it. It's done. It's over with. Let's see, self-incrimination. And just compensation in eminent domain cases. What's eminent domain?
Government takes your stuff.
Government takes your stuff, generally your land. Okay? The governor has the right, under certain circumstances, to take your land, and it's their responsibility to reimburse you just compensation for that. Every case that gets tried in the state of Florida gets tried with 6 people. Did you know that? Except for first degree murder. And what else? Eminent domain cases. Okay? Every case, whether it's a misdemeanor or whether it's a felony, is tried by 6 people in the state of Florida. Now, other states may have other rules, but every case in Florida is tried by 6 people except first degree murder and eminent domain cases. And in those cases, you're entitled to 12 people sitting on the jury to determine basically the value of your land. Okay? The judge makes a determination as to whether or not the government has the right to take it. The jury determines what the price would be. Okay? Sixth Amendment. Speedy trial, system of counsel, trial by jury, public trial. This was impartial jury. Let's see, the right to confront witnesses. And compulsory obtaining witnesses. What does that mean? The right to compulsory process of obtaining witnesses.
Is that like asking witness questions or something?
No, that'd be the right to confront,
Is that like getting depositions from people?
not depositions. It's the right to make somebody come into court and testify. Okay? You figure that the government, if they want somebody to testify, the person's going to come in and testify. Okay? But what about the poor defendant who's in jail